and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of this series within the digital adoption show that we call DAP Upskill, the podcast where we unravel the mysteries of digital transformation across various departments within any organization. I am your host Arya, and in today's episode, we have something very exciting for our listeners. This episode is all about helping folks in their day to day work with the newest inventions in the digital adoption space. I promise that by the end of this episode, you will know technologies which can transform employee experience by streamlining onboarding, effortless task management, and instant access to resources for your workforce. So, without wasting any time, let's dive into it. My guest on today's podcast is Harish Potabathula. He started his career as a consultant at IBM and swiftly transitioned into the realm of product management. He spent 5 years at Radius, a prominent player in the B2B SaaS fintech space, where he developed innovative solutions to complex financial challenges. For the past 4 years, he has been working on some cutting edge solutions in the digital adoption space here at Whatfix. Welcome, Harish. Welcome to the Digital Adoption Show. We are so thrilled to have you here. How are you feeling? How's your day been going today?
It's good. It's middle of the week, and thanks for having me on the Digital Adoption Show. I'm very excited about, being here and talking to you. Yeah, it's been a good week and just before the holidays, so I'm really looking forward to the
Yeah, the
next week more.
holidays are right. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us
So
from where are you based out of also?
Sure. So I work from the San Jose office of Whatfix here, part of the US team. A lot of exciting things that I have been working on, and yeah, being close to the customers and being able to meet them and learn directly from them has been a very good experience so far here.
All right, all right. So you are a product manager, right? And I have gone and asked people from each and every department as to what their perception of DAP is, because we discussed DAP in this series. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you also, what is your perception of DAP and how do you think product managers in general use it?
Sure. So I think in general, digital adoption platform is relevant for every single role out there, every single employee. Some of the things that right from a new employee onboarding to till they're ramping up on everything that they do at a company. More specifically, as a product manager, there's some things specific to our line of work that we use a DAP for. For example, we use a lot of applications for our day in day out work, right? We use Jiras and product boards and a lot of other things just to manage our work. So that inherently means that we have to learn and be at least decently well versed with so many of these applications. And people come with different backgrounds. They would have worked on different set of tools for the same purpose in their companies. So it's a lot of learning curve to initially quickly ramp up. And DAP plays a very key role in ensuring that we are ramping up and learning those new tools for the same work that we are already doing. And secondly, even in a company like Whatfix with, let's say, around 1,000 employees, we have decent enough big team of product managers, everyone working on their own areas, their own, sub part of the products and so on. If there is anything that is a key change that impacts everyone, it is essential for all of them to be aware of it, whether it is something specific to an application or something specific to a process and so on. So DAP provides that platform to communicate this to everyone in the line of work, in the flow of work, contextually. Of course, you can send emails, but we all know how effective those emails are, and the read rate of those, open rate of those emails, especially for things that are like so important for you to know in the flow of your work. DAP just makes it better by being in that flow of work and being able to communicate these.
Right, right. Very well put. Also, you mentioned that there are some very exciting things that you have been working on. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So there are a couple of products that I work on at Whatfix. One is called Whatfix Desktop, which is essentially layering the DAP on any desktop-based native application and not just web application. And the second part that I work on is something that we have recently, come up with and something I'm more excited about, which is called Whatfix Hub. So Whatfix Hub, think of it as a Siri for workplace. So imagine you having a digital assistant, not just for a particular application, but almost every digital interaction that you do at your work, whether it is about a process that you need to learn, some information that you need to find out about a policy of the company, or even for any other application that you want to learn as well. A sense of Whatfix Hub specifically and how it complements the DAP is that it sits right on the desktop of the users. So it's right on your computer, not on any particular application. So it makes it very, very easy to access for users whenever they have a question about something that they need to learn for anything at their work. And secondly, that also makes it a good way or a platform for admins, for IT and HR and others to use it as a way to communicate time sensitive information. So that combination makes it really good, right from a new employee onboarding to, throughout the journey, like an assistant right on your computer.
Amazing. So this is definitely something new, something very exciting for me also, who's not even worked on it. But I'm just a little intrigued. Can you tell me a little more about the specific business problems that it is solving for our customers, and who is the target audience?
Sure. That's a good question. I think coming right to the point, right? Because yeah, all of this is good, but what exactly is the business
Yeah, I
problem
mean,
that it is
the
solving? Because
solution,
ultimately,
different solutions, right? So what is it solving?
exactly. So there are few things. I'll cover the key aspects. So firstly, I'll start with whom it is for. At least right now, we think it is well suited for IT and HR organizations, because these are the two key organizations within a company that kind of almost cater to every single employee for various needs, and it is well suited for them, and even to other horizontal departments like digital workplace or digital transformation kind of teams who still kind of cater to the entire employee base. So it's well suited for that. And specific business problems I talk about, and what problems for these two departments it solves for. So let's talk about IT. So one of the key things, I think probably a key KPI for an IT team, is to ensure that they minimize the IT downtime for their employees, right? That's why we have so many means to reach to IT, and they quickly come on a call and address the issue and so on, essentially to minimize IT downtime. A key component of that is every application, every system goes through downtimes or even upgrades that would require probably your system to be restarted, or maybe there is some IT security concern that everyone should be aware of. And these are time sensitive in nature. For example, the other day there was a there was an operating system upgrade that happened on my computer, and it had to get restarted at some point. And I got this notification through Whatfix Hub. We use Whatfix Hub for our own teams as well, that hey, by the way, you have this upgrade going on, and then you please expect a restart within next couple of hours. So I'm prepared for that. I'm not now suddenly surprised by, hey, why is my system restarting? So I'm prepared for that. So that communication, which is time sensitive in nature, so that it doesn't impact my work. If I have a client call at that time, I would probably reschedule to some other time, so that my work doesn't get impacted. So Whatfix Hub provides a means to communicate this right to the user, irrespective of what they are doing, so that they can't miss it. We see so many different use cases for it, but this is just one example. So and it also makes it easier to reach to IT. One of the things is, if I have a problem with an application downtime or anything in general related to IT, first thing to because it happens so infrequently, something that happens frequently, you know where to go. But something that happens so infrequently, first you need to know where to go. So I don't know how to reach IT. And this being right on the desktop makes it easier for me to just go there and ask or find the right place to go to raise an IT support ticket and so on. So that is from HR team perspective. Again, HR caters to the entire employee base and are generally responsible from not just day one, but kind of R1 of the employee journey till their entire existence in the company. Whatfix Hub acts as a platform to handhold that new employee right from R1. Imagine a new employee joining, opening their computer, and Whatfix Hub is right there welcoming them to the company, making them go through this is the video from Khadim that is introducing the new company to the new employee, and giving them a list of things that they need to do on day one and week one and so on. That entire employee journey could be streamlined using Whatfix Hub.
Yeah, no, I think that's an amazing thing, because like a first day can be very nerve-wracking for anyone. Like
Yeah,
you're going into a space where you don't know anyone. Only the HR is someone you know, and you open your laptop, and if there's someone right there to help you with anything that you need, it does give a boost of confidence, which is very essential for a new employee. I would really agree with you on that. Okay.
absolutely.
Whatever you said, right, about who it caters to and what problem it solves, how is it different from DAP in general? Because, I mean, it is in that space, but how will you properly differentiate between them? And is it like an alternate to DAP? Can you give some clarity on it?
Sure. I think this is a question that often comes up even from our customers and prospects when we talk about it. It's not an alternative for DAP for sure. It still is under the umbrella of DAP, and I would see it as a complementary offering to DAP. And the reason why I say it is DAP is the core of it is, of course, ensuring that employees learn and adopt various applications, right? Whichever application that you are putting the DAP on. By taking one step back and having this layer on the operating system on the desktop itself, what Hub does is it acts as a gateway to DAP. So let's say I have to submit an expense report. I traveled recently and I had to submit an expense report. My first question is, what tool do we even use to submit an expense report? I don't even know where to go.
Yeah.
So the DAP comes once I'm on that application. Of course, I still need DAP to guide me on how to exactly submit an expense report. But my first question is, where do I even go? So that's where Hub comes in. It fills in that gap where now I can go to Hub, which is always there for me on the desktop. So I don't have to know which application to go to. And I ask, okay, where do I submit my expense report? And then it can point me to the right application, and then once I'm there on that application, the DAP kicks in and then guides me step by step on exactly how do I submit an expense report. And it is so seamless. It's not like I'm doing two different things. I'm asking first where to go, and then I'm trying to ask how do I do a particular thing. They both work very hand in hand. So I'm asking this question on Hub, it takes me to the application, and the DAP guidance on that application for my task starts on its own and takes me through till I complete the task. So they're kind of very complementary in nature. I see the Hub actually makes customers get more value out of their DAP, journey.
Right. You can really compare it with the old times of working, when people never used to work on laptops and they had their first day, for example. There would be someone waiting at the door to receive them, which is what Whatfix Hub is doing right now, just to take them to whoever is supposed to tell them what to do next and help them through their process. So it's like a mini robot DAP that they have, which will tell them what they will find where, and a personal assistant to take them to all the places where they have to go. Okay.
That's
Well,
a good analogy. I think one of our team members have called this a digital buddy.
yeah.
Remember, we have generally when we join, we have like a buddy that they tag you with to help you through everything. So imagine this is like a digital buddy for every new employee.
Right. Extremely helpful, of course. So, do you have any customers who are using this? If you have any examples that you can share with us.
Yeah, we have some customers that are using this right now. Again, they use it for various different use cases. I think two things that comes to my mind right on top of my mind. One, we have a customer that uses for change management and communication, which are like time sensitive in nature. Again, the IT use case that I talked about, they have several key changes to their IT landscape, upgrades to applications, or even sunsetting some applications and so on. So it's very important for employees to be aware of them, take necessary action if needed. And they use Hub as a way to communicate these. And people would often say, then I already send emails, why should I use this? And one key aspect of this is the ability to track whether people are taking action on top of, let's say I have sent a communication saying, you have this application being sunset and go through this training for the new application, and you can actually track the actions. I even nudge them. Let's say if you send this communication out to 1,000 employees and you see that 200 of them have not seen it or not acted on it, you can do a follow-up nudge to those 200 and say, remind them so that they see important informations. That's one that comes on top of my mind. And another one is a customer of ours uses it for new employee onboarding. By the nature of their industry, they do have typically a lot of employee churn and attrition, and which means a lot of new employees joining every week, every month. And they have to quickly ramp up to a lot of processes that they need to learn. So these are may not be learnings specific to an application, but a lot of process related trainings and generally things that they need to be aware of as part of your new employee journey, even things like benefits enrollment, which is time sensitive in nature. So they use Whatfix Hub as a kind of a new employee checklist that clearly communicates what they need to do by what time and nudges them when they don't complete and so on.
Amazing. I'm just curious, how has the feedback been? Because this is a relatively newer thing that Whatfix has come up with, right? So what was the initial feedback like? Like, were people a little taken aback, or were they like, taking their time to figure out this technology, or was it as easy as it should be?
Good question. I would say the feedback has been very good so far. Of course, users are new to having like
Yeah.
a assistant right on their computer. Usually you'd see them in a particular application when you go to, but not right on your system. So that is, I think, a change for users to get used to. But the experience is so non-intrusive in nature that it's not annoying to the users. At least that's something that we ensured when we are designing. So, and there are a lot of similarities with respect to the experience. We try to keep it as similar to as possible to the regular DAP experience so that it's
Yeah.
not something that users or even our content creators have to learn afresh. They could use the same things that they already learned and kind of, it looks familiar rather than like looking like something completely different. So that has helped, but the feedback has been really good so far.
Amazing. I'm sure you all are doing some amazing work. Well, I just had to ask this question because at the end of the day, this is the technology, and you are asking
Mhm.
to adapt to that technology, which is what we discuss on the podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is why it just came to me. Okay, what else is interesting? What are the other products that you're coming up with in 2024? Now that 23 is almost over, let's loop audience into what we have in store for them for the next year. Anything that Whatfix is coming up with, a sneak peek if you could give us.
Sure. I think timing wise, it's the right question for this week because we just finished,
Exactly.
working on our goals, roadmap and all of that. A lot of exciting things in store. You know, the whole generative AI and leveraging the artificial intelligence advancements that we are seeing in the market, leveraging them for digital adoption and our space has been something that Whatfix has already been working on in 2023, and we'll see that continuing in 2024 as well. That is something I think that's in store for 2024 for sure. Even within Whatfix Hub, we are now thinking of various ways in which we can leverage AI in just enhancing the overall experience and the value that customers get out of it. And we want it to be a single source to which employees go for anything that they need. We still have a lot more things that we would like to add to that. For example, there are many different applications that you go to just for doing just one single thing, but you still have to go log in. As simple as, for example, you want to apply for a leave. It's just a 1 minute task, but you still need to go log into success factors, go through SSO, find out where do we apply for leave, and then apply and then log out. We are trying those kind of things that you don't need to actually spend a lot of time on that application, but just going there for one single thing. We would like to take that away from all of that complexity or work and then move it to Hub. If you can directly go to Whatfix Hub and say apply for a leave, and then it does everything on its own. You just give the key information that it needs. Again, something that we are going to work on and spending more efforts in 2024, but things like that. So we want to make Whatfix Hub as a one-stop place for every employee need. So a lot of things that we are looking forward to in that area in 2024.
Amazing. Out of everyone, I will be very thankful to you if you can do this with Whatfix Hub. I hate applying for leaves, as anyone would.
I totally understand.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. So, too many insights that I got. Whatfix Hub seems to be, the new thing out there for any of our listeners who are very interested in the digital adoption space. And yeah, any parting thoughts?
Yeah, I think 2024 is going to be a really interesting year for my team and also for Whatfix. I think we are a lot of things we are excited about, both in terms of product capabilities as well as what we are going to learn from our customers who are a key partner in our success. So yeah, looking forward to next year. We are almost at the end of 2023. So yeah, that's my closing thought.
Okay, all right, amazing. So thank you so much for being a part of the show. We loved having you, and I'm sure we can have another such at the end of 2024 when you tell us what's in for 2025. That will be
Yeah,
fun.
that will be great.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Stay tuned as we bring you fresh perspectives every week on the Digital Adoption Show. We are thrilled to announce that our podcast is now live on multiple platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and much more. Stay tuned for episodes filled with insightful conversations. We... Shit.